Not now, Louis. I'm busy.
Come on, bro.
Dad's dying and it's just business as usual for you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I was a doctor. There's nothing any of us can do. Surely even you know that.
But he's gonna make it, right?
We'll just have to wait for an update from Dr. Tan.
But if he doesn't make it, then what's gonna happen to the company and...
All this worrying is pointless. Calm down. When Dr. Tan finishes his surgery, he'll check in on Dad and then we'll know.
Dad hasn't been with us for a while. Knowing this could be permanent, it just changes things, you know?
Okay, look, I have to get back to work.
Sir Luis, what do you want for breakfast?
No thanks, Laurie, I don't feel like it.
Cannot skip breakfast every day, sir. No good.
What's the point of it all, Laurie? My dad's dying, my mom's ignoring me, my brother hates me, and apparently I'm a sexual predator.
Or I'll help you make. Just tell me what you want.
I want it all to stop.
As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing to worry about.
I understand if it's something you're uncomfortable talking about.
Look, I'm not uncomfortable with anything. Celia is a drama queen. Clearly, she's overreacting as usual.
But your father has been quarantined for so long. No visitors, no updates. Surely that's not normal, right?
He is in a coma. He has an infection. If I was a hospital, I'd be taking the same precautions.
I know how I'd feel if my father were on his deathbed.
Please, Emily, he is not on his deathbed.
But if he is, it's going to be okay. You know that, right? We have been preparing for that for so long. Talk to me, James. I want to support you.
I am fine. I don't get why everyone's obsessing over this.
Why do people keep asking me to eat? I'm sick of it. I'm done.
I've been making tau hui the whole morning. Need to get out of here.
Nothing good ever comes out of me leaving the house. Or doing anything with my life.
If you're referring to what happened to Ivan to you,
My mom was doing okay.
She had moved on, Ella. Found a way to cope. Then because of me, she had to dig up all those feelings again.
but there was no way you could have known how the meeting would go.
Then because of what happened with Ivan all those years ago,
She had turned to pulling out her hair just to cope.
That's not your fault either.
I don't want to be responsible for messing up someone's life like that, Ella. Charlene deserves the closure my mom never had.
Charlene?
I've decided. I'm going to turn myself into the police.
What?
James?
Can someone tell Celia to shut up? She's been updating us, what, every 10 minutes?
You know how she is.
Like, anyway, if the hospital has any news, I'm sure that Jessica will be the first to hear about it.
Yes, but when have you ever known Jessica to be particularly forthcoming?
Fair enough.
I think we should go to the hospital and wait.
What? Mom, what would be the point?
I would like to be the first to know if there's any news.
You actually think Dad's at risk here?
I'm not sure what to think, James. But I know I'd rather not be caught unawares.
You're mad.
For the first time in my life, I like to stop thinking about myself.
You could go to jail, or worse, get caning.
Well, if that's the price to pay for what I did, then...
No one's pressing charges against you.
I deserve to face the consequences, Ella. For the first time in my life, I know what needs to be done.
Louis, there has to be a reason why Charlene didn't come forward and report you. Maybe you didn't.
It's not about whether I did or did not, Ella. Not anymore.
What are you talking about?
Before that stroke, I was always the irresponsible, good-for-nothing, all play and no work son. For once, I want to do something that will make him proud of me, especially since he might not have much time left.
Wait, what do you mean not much time left?
I guess you haven't heard.
Heard what? I want to see him now.
I'm sorry, Ella. Derek has a bad infection. It's hospital policy.
I don't care about your stupid policy.
Please understand. It's for Derek's own safety.
I can't believe nobody told me.
My goodness, Ella's making another scene.
You kept me in the
Guess it
dark.
was a matter of time before she found out about Dad.
You look what living with those lows have done to her. She's become such a ruffian. People still associate her with our family. More embarrassment is the last thing we need.
Ella, you're being dramatic. Pneumonia is a common infection. In all likelihood, he will pull through.
Uncle Richard, why didn't you tell me anything? He's my father. I deserve to know.
No, he's not. How many times do I have to remind you? Just stop it, okay? You're just making a scene. Just leave.
Ella. Ella.
Are you here to rub it in my face that I'm not Shelley too? That I never was? Or are you here to fire me again?
Look, coming down here making a scene isn't helping anybody. Okay, the hospital hasn't allowed visitors since Dad's pneumonia.
You mean you're dead?
You need to move on. Let it go.
Just like how you let me go the minute you found out I'm not a Shelley. You just threw me out.
I did what I had to do. I did what Derek Shelley would have wanted.
I see. Is that what he told you when he was in a coma?
You don't know him like I do.
I just don't get it. What do you have against him? Why do you hate him so much?
You'll never understand.
So be it. If you want to go on making your life miserable because you think Daddy has something against you, that's your problem.
And if you think Derek Shelley is some kind of warm, fuzzy teddy bear of a father, that's yours.
Don't blame me for your crappy relationship with him, okay?
I'm not. All I'm saying is that the side of him that you see, that's not the real Derek Shelley.
We'll just have to see what he sees when he wakes up then.
Hi, Jessica.
Rose, thank goodness you're here.
Just to let you know, I'm on my break. I can't stay long.
Do you remember the chef that I hired to design my menu? She suddenly quit on me.
How come?
How would I know? Such a poor attitude. Anyway, it's for the best. We've been going back and forth about this menu for so many times, and she couldn't get it right. Anyway, this is her latest version. Do you think you can help me refine it a bit?
Looks like there's a lot of desserts and sweets. I don't have much experience with all this.
It's okay. I trust you. Just take a look. I like the idea of serving macarons, but let's be honest. How many of those can you eat at once, right?
I'm actually quite busy this week.
It's okay. We can just sort this out quickly right now.
Not sure if you remember, I'm actually working with Side Serve Restaurant now. You know Chef Jenna, right?
Oh, congratulations. I've never been to the restaurant myself, but I'm sure it'll do very well with you there.
Thank you. I'm actually finding a hard time to...
That is why I am so thankful that you're helping me out with this small favor. This is your copy. Come, let's take a seat.
Do you believe in doing the right thing, Laurie?
Yes, sir.
But it's not always easy, isn't it?
No, sir.
Especially when you know that you can get away with it.
Yes, sir.
So at the end of the day, which is better, Laurie? Do the right thing and suffer the consequences? Or do the wrong thing and live with the guilt for the rest of your life?
Depends on you, sir.
I'm such a loser, Laurie. I'm too big of a coward to turn myself into the police.
You've been very quiet since we left the hospital.
I'm just thinking about a call I need to be on later.
I'm your mother. I can tell when you're being not completely honest. What are you feeling, James? Maybe I can help.
What am I doing, Mom? What's the point of it all?
The point of what?
Being CEO, working at Shelley Holdings.
This company was always going to be our family's legacy, James.
You can cut the crap, Mom. The only reason I took the job was to stick it to Dad, show him I could do a better job than he ever thought I could.
Which you have been.
I don't care about any legacy. All I care about is proving him wrong. And then maybe for once he'll see that I'm not as weak as he always thought I was. It's pathetic, isn't it?
I never knew you felt that way.
Don't act so surprised. You were fully aware of how he treated me growing up. Anything that was less than perfection was deemed a failure.
Your father really struggled in the early years. There were many over the years who were jealous of his success. He had enemies who targeted Shelley Holdings. And since you were going to be running the company eventually, your father wanted to toughen you up.
Maybe he was just a sadistic bastard.
James, for better or worse, your father's approach has made you who you are today.
I just want him to stop calling the shots in my life, even from a coma.
Such bitterness. You need to let it go, James.
Well, the only way that's ever gonna happen, I'm afraid to say, is when he dies. I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to that day.
How can you say that?
You're telling me you don't feel the same way.
Of course I don't.
Louis, Shelley, what is this nonsense about turning yourself in?
How did you...
Laurie panicked and called me.
Ow!
What is the matter with you? We might just lose your papa and you want me to have to deal with losing you as well?
I have to do the right thing.
And what about Charlene? Is it right for her to have to relive this all over again once you turn yourself in and the police start asking questions?
It's about giving her closure, Mum.
She got her closure the day she decided to move on with her life and put this behind her.
But...
No buts. Don't make this about you and your guilt. How selfish can you be? You want to do the right thing? Learn your lesson and move on. And never do this again.
I don't hate your father, James. Where did you get that idea?
You pushing me to leave the company? Isn't that some ploy to oust him?
Every ship needs a captain. Without your father, the responsibility fell to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't buy that. Not for a minute. You always blame Dad for your miscarriage. You said so yourself. That's right. I was old enough to remember it. You guys were fighting all the time, right up until the divorce.
Every marriage has its fair share of conflicts.
I mean, you and Dad, your marriage was arranged by your families. It was doomed from the start.
No, James, it wasn't. I did grow to love your father.
Of course you're gonna say that. You're doing the same to Emily and me.
Your father and I have our differences. But know that I don't gain anything by lying to you how I felt about him. Your father may be a difficult man, but he cares about his family, yourself included.
If you're not out to get him, then why are you so hell-bent on cutting Ella off?
That had nothing to do with your father. I did it to get rid of Jessica. She's a gold-digging leech who needs to be removed from this family. Anyway, leave Jessica to me. You focus on the company. Shelley Holdings is on track to surpass last year's financial performance. And it's thanks to you, head of the company, head of the family.
Don't you get it, Mom? I'm not the head of anything. Even from a coma, Dad is pulling my strings. All because I let him. I mean, what self-respecting head of the family would do that?
That's not true.
Everything I do is motivated by some compulsive need for his approval. What does that say about me?
No. I've seen how you've grown over the years. You're a natural leader.
That's why I said, the only way I'm ever going to be free of this is when he's gone.
All your achievements, James, every contract signed, every deal negotiated, it's all been you.
I mean, no more daddy issues, right?
Your successes over the past year. Your father had nothing to do with it whatsoever.
And maybe I don't really believe that. And the worst part is, even if he dies, where does that leave me? I mean, who am I really?
You're a strong, capable man with a brilliant business mind. What your father thinks of you or what you think he thinks of you does not define you.
I'm so sorry, Chef. I had to attend to something.
Is it something more important than doing your job?
No, Chef.
In my restaurant, we start our prep for dinner service at 4 p.m. Do you know what time is it now?
Yes, Chef. I apologize.
If I can't trust you to be back from break on time, you expect me to trust you with cooking in my kitchen?
I'm so sorry, Chef.
Just get to work.
Hey guys! Who was swooning before we got here? Everything okay?
I was literally thinking about nothing. It's a nice change, actually. Ever since I started work at Shelley Holdings, not a day has gone by where there hasn't been some work-related thing just lingering, festering at the back of my head.
I know what you mean. Cutting yourself loose, the best feeling in the world.
Not the best feeling for your wife when she found out. I'm happy for you.
I'm happy for myself.
Hello, Dad. Maybe you're wondering why I'm here. Maybe not. I don't really care either way. I have some things that I want to tell you, so let's get this over with.
Please, Mommy. I want chocolate milk. Okay, fine. But just one packet, okay? And that's it for the week.
Yay!
What's so great about this chocolate milk anyway?
You know, on my very first day at Shelley Holdings, Derek asked me to get him a towel way before a very long meeting. He had one practically every day. Too bad this shop wasn't around back then. It would have saved me a lot of time running back and forth.
Are you worried about Derek? I heard he's in pretty bad shape.
That's what Celia says. But, you know, Celia.
Are you gonna visit him?
You know what? That chapter of my life is closed. Over and done. Anything to do with the Shelleys is no longer my concern.
I know I was hard on you just now, but I hope you know why.
Yes, Chef.
You came to me asking for a chance, Rosnani. I told you I wasn't hiring.
Yes, Chef.
But you assured me you would do whatever is needed.
I've learned my lesson. It won't happen again, Chef.
You worked in our dinners for so many years. Surely you know how important prep time is before dinner service starts.
Yes, Chef.
Good work today, Rosnani.
Your father? What do you want to know about him?
I don't know. I might never get the chance to know him in person, I guess. So, just in case.
Is this because of what Ella said yesterday? Don't listen to her. That girl just wants to cause a scene.
She seems to really care about him.
Derek really doted on Ella. But that's only because he thought she was his flesh and blood.
Okay, I just want to know more about what he was like.
Well, Derek always made sure that we never needed to worry about anything. To the extent that he wasn't very supportive of my shop idea when I first talked to him about it. He didn't want me to worry about business.
So, he wanted you to just sit at home and shake leg like a tai-tai?
It was him being caring. You know, in his own way.
Thanks for being such a good listener, Dad. And letting me get all that off my chest. Even I didn't realize how much I hate and resent you.
Derek's doctor? Dr. Richard Tan. Nice of him to keep me in the loop, I guess.
Definitely. But it's not like it matters anymore, right? He's no longer your boss.
I know. I know.
I could tell, you know. The whole weekend, you simply didn't know what to do with yourself.
I'm so used to keeping myself busy with work.
But this is a good problem to have. You no longer need to bother about anything to do with Shelley Holdings anymore.
Shouldn't be too hard. Since I quit, it's like the Shelleys have pretty much vanished from my life.
Good. A nice clean break.